Just like if you're into it though, you know, it's like no pressure, but everybody is going to be jealous of you. This next comic comes to the stage. It's great, you're going to love him. Give it up for Rale Sidebottom, everybody. Hey, it's summer! Holy shit, it is fucking hot. And it's over in 2 days, so enjoy it. There's going to be no summer left. This is June gloom normally. I do live in Arcata. It was very hot in Arcata today. I live by the university, and I was driving home the other night, and I could hear as I got out of my car that there was a big party happening down the street. Live band, people walking up and down the street. I could see it. There was tons of people. And I thought, I haven't been to a cake party in a long time. I'm going to go check it out. Now, the problem with that is, when you look like me, when you look like this, and you walk into a college kegger, it looks like Dad's home. And the problem is, everyone looks at me. The party was big enough. There was a band playing, like I said. There was tons of people, so it didn't really stop the party. But I had a couple of people that were like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "No, I'm okay. I'm just going to go have a beer in the kitchen. I can see the keg." So I made my way to it and helped myself. And as I was reaching for a cup, a kid who's about 20 years old says to me, "Do you need a hand with that?" Motherfucker. Do I need a hand with the keg? Do I need a hand doing this? And then holding the cup down here and tilting it so I don't get a bunch of foam in my cup? I was doing that shit before you were born. Oh, I enjoy drinking off a keg with a bunch of 20-year-olds. But inevitably, as all good things happen, the cops showed up. Cops, also younger than me. I look like their dad. And they're stopping the band. You know, we're in the back of the house. We're in the kitchen, so we're the last people to get cleared out. And they stop the band. People are going out the back. People are going out the front. They're going everywhere. And there's a kid hanging out with me who's brave enough to say, "If you're waiting, I'm waiting." So we're drinking beer off the keg. And the cop comes in, and the cop sees me and this kid, and he goes, "Is this your house, sir?" I said, "No, this is my house." He said, "Get the fuck out of here." I'm like, all right. So we walked out, did the ceremonial, tossed the solo cups in the front yard, make a mess on our way out. And it was really fun. This is interesting, it was a ska band. I did not know ska bands still existed, but something happened that I want to bring up right now. I made a mistake with my mustache shaving today. I shaved it clean right here. So then I had to shave this side to make it even, but now I've divided a country. I have two things going on. I have a porn stash, or I have a goatee of a ska band guitarist from the 90s. And I can't decide which I'm going to do. So, by a round of applause, I'm going to have to get rid of one. I can't have a divided country like this. By a round of applause, who thinks I should stick with the ska band guitarist goatee? Who thinks I should stick with the porn stash? Now, my wife doesn't like the porn stash. When I say porn stash, she goes, "Yeah, but it's a gay porn stash." And I'm like, I don't care. That's great. I'll have a gay porn stash. I fucking love gay porn. Hey, I work at Costco. I'm going to pander to this whole section right here. Because they're here, I'm here, get used to it. Here's the deal. Costco is a super fucking fun place to work.
Cheers. Cheers, baby.
Very, very liberal place. In fact, I'll explain it this way. If Costco had a mandatory drug testing policy, we'd all be working at Walmart. Let's put it that way. Costco is a laid-back place. I do overhear a lot of comments by coworkers and members as I go through the store, and sometimes it's mostly nothing, but in this case, I saw just the other day, a very cute young woman in line, guy in front of her, he's unloading his stuff on the belt, he's chit-chatting her up. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" She's like, "Pretty good." "Cool. Hey, you watching that new Obi-Wan series?" She's like, "No." He goes, "Oh, really? Why not?" She says, "I don't know, because I'm not 12. Sorry, we're closed." That's the girl when you ask her at a party what her sign is, she says, stop. I wrote that one down right away. That was fucking brilliant. I love that kind of shit. Shut up and stop talking to me. Clever. I was a cashier for a while at Costco. And I did stop, thank you. That's why I got transferred. One of the things I did that helped get me out of that department was I used to, people talk on their cell phones all the time. It's not a big deal until they want something from you. And I'm talking about that very particular person that needs something from you, but also can't be bothered to fucking talk to you. Let me give you an example. I'm a cashier. There's a lady standing there with all her stuff. She won't unload her cart, and this is what she does. Yeah, no, Curran has to be at water polo by 5 o'clock. I need olives. No, I can't be there. I'm gonna be at yoga. I'm gonna be at yoga the whole time. Do you have olives? No, I can't pick them up. I can't be there. You're gonna have to be there. I have to go to yoga. I have to get into my yoga class. So, the one thing I have that I can control in that moment is the feed of the register table. I can make it as short or as long as I want. So this bitch got a 16-foot. Every item I went, item, feed. 2 feet. Item, feed. 3 feet. Item, feed. I gave her the fucking scrolls of Moses. And it was only when I handed her this wrapped up thing of paper that I said, there you go, have a nice day. She's like, oh, what am I supposed to do with this? And I ignored her. Next person, thank you very much. And if you go to Costco, you know that they have to check that at the door. I held her up for 20 minutes. And the people that work at the door came to me and said, did you do that? And I said, yeah. I said, that's fucking awesome. I like the people I work with because they have such funny stories. They always surprise me when I ask them questions. I'm always looking for information. And one of my favorite things is bucket lists. And I asked a coworker the other day, what's on your bucket list? You know, I'm thinking maybe skydiving, get a tattoo, stuff like that. And she said, I would really like to, before I die, do coke off a boner. Coke off a boner? Shit. Well, I got one of those things right now. And I can get the other one by tomorrow. We'll see how that plays out. I am a filmmaker. I did go to film school and make movies and documentaries and stuff like that, and I still do that, and I really enjoy it. And we just finished a short film recently, and have a buddy of mine who's doing color correction, because I'm not good at it, and he's a really professional, and it looks really good. He can come up with something that will look really great on theater screen or TV or whatever. And I was talking to another friend on the phone, and I said, hey, I'm waiting for a call from my color guy. If you would just indulge me, if he calls, I have to hang up on you. I know we're talking about something kind of heavy, but I have to take this call. And she said, from who? And I said, from my color guy. And she said, your colored guy? No, I said, my color guy, the guy that does color correction. She goes, yeah, okay. The correct term is colorist. Okay, he's black, it doesn't matter. He's my color guy. He's the guy that does my color. He's good at it. I love horror movies. I love them so much. It's one of my favorite things. I love arterial spray. I love limbs being ripped off, heads being ripped off. I love all that stuff. Reanimator. Who here likes Reanimator? I seen a Reanimator shirt earlier. Ripping off your head and putting it between a woman's legs is just high watermark. I follow a page on Instagram called Horror Film History, and this guy does a great job. He documents when films were made, behind the scenes photos, when they came out. You know, he's like, on this day in 1975, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was released, yada yada. And it's great. It's really awesome. And one day, he posts a picture of the entire cast and crew that shot a group photo the day they finished making Nightmare on Elm Street. And it's everybody. Johnny Depp's in there, Wes Craven, Freddy Krueger, everybody, and a ton of people. And the guy that posted it said, if you know someone in this photo, tag him. So I see the star of the film, a girl named Heather Langenkamp, hanging on this ladder on the side of the building, smiling. And behind her, on the ladder, hanging on to her, is this guy in short shorts with funky sunglasses and a wild hairdo. And I thought, that guy was great. So I tagged him. I said, that's my uncle, Jeff Fisher, who does not exist. And then I put my phone away and went to sleep and didn't go back to Instagram for 2 days. And then I went back. I had so many comments on my uncle Jeff Fisher. That's so cool. How did your uncle get started in films? I'm like, fuck. He went to community college, then he got transferred to Stanford, and then he started working in movies. And people were like, what kind of movies do you work on? I'm like, okay. Alligator, Broadway Killers, Let's Scare Jessica to Death. I'm just titles. Backstories, what I like to do. I'm a writer. I like creating backstory. And I'm going nuts with it. People are loving it. People are commenting. And then I get a private comment. And I look at it, and it's from the moderator of the page. And it's 3 words in all caps. It says, knock it off. I say, knock what off? Again, all caps, you know. I'm like, I don't know, go back to the page. So anyway, he started doing blood work a lot, and then he moved into latex and all this stuff. I'm just going backstory hard on Jeff Fisher. On and on and on and on and on and on. Having fun with it. Someone weighs in and say, I don't think Jeff Fisher's real. Ooh. I'm like, Jeff Fisher's definitely real. He's my uncle. He went to film school, yada yada, kind of backed up my story. And then someone else also says, yeah, I looked him up. I couldn't find him. I'm like, well, he's not on IMDb. He was in a car accident, 1992. He dropped out of film kind of young. He doesn't really have any presence online, but he lives in Palo Alto. I can give you his name, his address, and his phone number. He's a real guy. And I'm in a corner as an internet troll. I'm like, fuck, I'm done. And then, as if from the ether, Heather Langenkamp, the star of Nightmare on Elm Street, who apparently is still on Instagram and following pages like Horror Film History, decides to weigh in. And she says, and I quote, yeah, I think that guy's name was Jeff. I am not a troll. Jeff Fisher's an awesome dude. If you were alive in 1980, you would know very well, that's an easy guess. Half the dudes in America were named Jeff in 1980. It's an easy name. I love my uncle Jeff Fisher. He's fucking rad. He does so many cool things. I think about him all the time. Love Jeff. One more quick thing I want to share with you. Had a strange thing happen. I eavesdrop, as writers we do that all the time. But I was at work in the break room at my work, and there was 2 guys having the age-old conversation about sucking dick. Should you suck a dick for X amount of dollars? But their conversation started here. Would you suck a guy's dick for $1 billion?
Yeah.
I had to get involved. I'm like, did you guys just say, would you suck a guy's dick for $1 billion? They're like, yeah. I'm like, you're starting at the wrong end of this equation. They said, what do you mean? I said, would you suck a guy's dick for 20 bucks? They're like, no, God damn. I'm like, 40? No, of course not. I wouldn't do that. It was such a ridiculous number. $1 billion. I think people say things and they just don't think what they're saying. $1 billion? You know how many dicks I would suck for $1 billion? All of them. All of them. I would fucking let myself get raped by a rhino every day for $1 billion. My name's Rale Sidebottom. You guys have been great. Thanks a lot.
Rale Sidebottom, everybody. Keep it going for raped by a rhino. Pretty visceral imagery. It's like by his horn or his dick. That's what I want to know. All right. You guys